All right, so we've talked about how daylight can vary the color. We've talked about how color is subjectively viewed and what can affect that. Let's move on to talk about lamps. And lamps are going to be the bulb or the light source in your luminaire. And your lamp manufacturers, those who make them, will provide two ratings that relate to colors. All right, and one is called chromaticity or color temperature, and the other one's called color rendering index. So let's talk about color temperature first. The color temperature of a lamp or a light source is specific to that light source, and we use it as designers to help create the atmosphere of a space. The color temperature will reflect the quality of the environment and how it feels. So here's an illustration from your textbook of generic or general color temperatures for different types of light sources. And you can see that it ranges all the way down at the bottom. And these numbers are in Kelvin. Excuse me, they don't say that, but K for Kelvin. All right, from 1500 up to 8000 up here. And so it goes from warm to cool. So the lower numbers are the warmer numbers, the higher numbers are cool. Let's take a look at that same information in a different illustration right here. On the left-hand side, we see kind of the same range of color temperatures with light sources. So down here in the warmest side is your incandescent. All right, your fluorescent tubes, on the last slide, you saw them quite a bit higher. They do make much warmer fluorescent tubes, and that's what we're showing down here. All right. And up here we have very, very, very blue. This is your open sky, the very cool temperature. How is that going to affect your experience of space or your room? Let's take a look at this illustration over here. We have the same room lit in three different ways. First with a warm light, you can see that over here. Okay, with a neutral lamp that's between 3000 to 4000 Kelvin, it's neutral. And finally with a cool lamp over here with greater than 4000 Kelvin. Here's another illustration. On the left, we have the same flowers here lit with a warm color temperature, a neutral or mid-range, and a cool color temperature lamp. Our second lamp specification that has to do with color is called the Color Rendering Index, or CRI. This is going to measure how accurately a light source renders the color of the objects that it illuminates. Right? So you could have a poor CRI, a low CRI, and your objects will look gray and washed out. Right? A high CRI lamp on the same object will look bright, vibrant, colorful. So CRI ranges from 0 to 100. 100 is your best score and is pegged to match our natural sunlight. Right? So here we have an illustration. On the left is an 80 CRI lamp, which is decent, but not great. Right? And you can see that the colors are a little bit washed out, especially if you look at the reds. All right, and then compare that to, on the right, we have a 95 CRI lamp, right, which is a very high, it's a very good rating, and the colors are more warm and vibrant. You can tell that this is very important for some applications. Notice on these two pictures that the color temperature of the lamp didn't change. It's how it illuminates the items that has changed. Thanks everyone. In this video, we talked about many of the different ways that color and light intersect.